Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? This is some major news when it comes to this big fight, Canelo Alvarez versus Danny Jacobs, May 4th. Now, you guys already know that Canelo Alvarez, he demanded a rehydration clause in this fight, meaning Danny Jacobs, he can't come in over 10 pounds the morning of the fight. Now, a lot of people don't know this because a lot of people do think that that means Danny Jacobs, he cannot come in the fight over 170. But all it means is he cannot come in over 170 in his second weigh-in the day of the fight. So Danny Jacobs, he actually cleared that up in this interview that he did. But something else he said that was really revealing is the IBF had actually ruled out a second day weigh-in for unification bouts. But it was Golden Boy that put this stipulation in the contract. Now, when Danny Jacobs said this in an interview, the reporter, he said, well, we asked Golden Boy about that, and Golden Boy, they said it was IBF's decision to put in the second day weigh-in. And this is when Danny Jacobs put a shocked look on his face. He turned around and he looked at his team, and then he said, so we got this on camera, that Golden Boy is saying now the IBF actually put this in the contract. That doesn't look good at all, because obviously one of the two are lying. So Danny Jacobs, who really doesn't have a problem with the rehydration clause because he did it before. He did it in his very last fight. But Danny Jacobs, he said clearly Canelo is looking for some type of advantage. He even mentioned the Amir Khan fight, how Amir Khan came all the way up from 147, and even he had to come in at a Canelo Alvarez catchweight. But Danny Jacobs, he continued by saying, this is not champion behavior. And this is an insult to him and to boxing fans. He said Oscar De La Hoya was a fighter and Oscar De La Hoya should know better. So when you start putting some of this stuff together and you think about the fact that now we know either Golden Boy put this in the contract, or according to Golden Boy, the IBF put this in the contract. We know whoever did it, it was in favor of Canelo Alvarez. It was for his benefit. So you have the IBF or Golden Boy doing that. Then you have the WBC that's protecting Canelo Alvarez from Jermall Charlo, because it's definitely protecting him when Charlo has been the mandatory for 2 years. And we know that if Canelo doesn't fight Charlo next after the Jacobs fight, they're still not going to strip Canelo Alvarez of the belt, which anyone else would have been stripped for avoiding your mandatory for over 2 years. These are the type of things that makes the sport of boxing look like a joke. When people can just change the rules any day of the week just to attempt to give their fighter some type of advantage. But you know, when it comes to Canelo Alvarez, Canelo has a history of fighting smaller fighters like Cotto, Amir Khan, Floyd Mayweather, Josito Lopez, Alfonso Gomez. And in these fights, Canelo has fully taken advantage of rehydrating to whatever weight he wants to. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read a little bit of this article and I'll put the link in the description so you guys can read the entire article later on. This is off of FightSaga.com. So in this segment of the article, they're talking about Canelo versus Cotto. And if you guys recall, Canelo Alvarez, he looked like the Incredible Hulk in that fight, standing next to a much smaller Miguel Cotto. So in this blockbuster HBO pay-per-view bout with Miguel Cotto in Las Vegas this past November, the massive-shouldered Alvarez dwarfed Cotto and had the Puerto Rican veteran circling on the back foot for most of the fight. After the bout, Cotto's trainer Freddie Roach estimated that Alvarez had packed on 30 pounds since the weigh-in, thereby rehydrating to a hypothetical 185 pounds. Then you have the Amir Khan situation when Canelo fought the welterweight Amir Khan and had him come up to 155. This is what Amir Khan had to say about the fight afterwards. I probably walked into the ring at 161 or 162. I tried to eat and put on more weight on, but some reason I just couldn't. Canelo must have been around 180 pounds. He's a big dude. Even when I was hitting him, I could see he wasn't moving or wasn't hurt or anything. I jumped up too high. I didn't expect Canelo to be that big. Now guys, it's one thing when the other fighters and trainers are speculating and assuming that Canelo, he came in at 180 plus or whatever the case is. But when Canelo Alvarez says it himself, then it is completely irrefutable, right? Well, this is what Canelo Alvarez said going into the Khan fight when he was responding to the criticism of him rehydrating and blowing up in weight. Canelo said, people can say whatever they want. I'm going to go up whatever weight makes me feel comfortable. If I go up to 180, 190, it doesn't matter. It's my problem and it's my prerogative. I climb into the ring at whatever weight that's going to give me the win, whether it's 180 or 190 pounds, if I think that's the appropriate weight for me on the day of the fight, end quote. Canelo said whatever weight makes him feel comfortable. So he's admitting that he's trying his best to put Danny Jacobs at a disadvantage and be uncomfortable in the fight. But what puzzles me, what I really don't understand, is this is coming from a man, Canelo, who just fought Rocky Fielding at super middleweight. Why would you need a rehydration clause when you yourself just fought at a higher weight class than you're fighting at now? And Canelo, he admitted that he felt very comfortable at 168. In fact, Canelo felt so comfortable at 168, he said he could easily see himself fighting at 175. So why do you need a rehydration clause with a cutoff weight of 170? It doesn't make sense. I mean, I could understand if Canelo was in Mayweather's situation when Mayweather fought against Canelo Alvarez. Mayweather, he said that he actually weighed 146 pounds the day of the fight. And we know Floyd Mayweather had already moved up 5 weight classes. So in a situation like that, it would make more sense that you would ask for a rehydration clause. Remember, the rehydration clause was designed to protect fighters. So I don't understand this situation. We'll see if Canelo Alvarez gets the advantage that he's looking for on May 4th. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.